anytime you're buying or selling, everyone needs to work together to make it work for each other. They say that, you know that you've properly negotiated if both parties are a little bit unhappy. If the seller's like, yes, then they didn't really negotiate because they didn't have any pain. And if the buyer didn't have to stretch a little bit, they didn't have any pain. And so if you've properly negotiated, everybody's gonna have to have given a little bit to come to a place of mutuality. And that still could be over list price, but maybe they didn't wanna do an appraisal guarantee of $10,000, maybe they only do $5,000, and the seller's willing to roll the dice on the other $5,000. Well, they both conceded a little bit. They've offered a little bit more, they've come down a little bit, and we found a place that works together. And possession is always a big one. If you're selling this home and you're going to be buying another home, you typically can't record those the same day and move the same day. So unless you're gonna get a pod or something like that, or storage, and get things out in advance and be totally done, sometimes you need 2 or 3 days, because if you sell your home today, you can buy the new home tomorrow, generally speaking, as long as it's not a Friday, because then you're on a Monday. So sometimes that is a big deal. And I've had many scenarios where the seller's willing to actually not get as much money, but they're willing to trade for time. I've got a client right now that they're selling a home in another area, and they had multiple buyers that were willing to buy their home. Well, one of those buyers was willing to give them, they knew the scenario, they knew the circumstance of the seller because they communicated. The other agent called and said, what does your seller need? And the seller needs time. And the buyer's like, great, we'd love to buy the home. We're gonna offer you a really good price for it. And you're welcome to have 60 days, no rent, to stay in the home, to get yourself finding a new home, settled and everything. And on top of that, at the end of 60 days, if you feel like you just need a little bit more time, we're willing to do that. We would probably give you another month if need be, if you do. If you can find a place in that time, great, do it. But if not, we're willing to work with you. That's huge. The value of that, it's not, I mean, it is dollars, but nobody likes to move twice, and nobody likes to have to, go move to an interim place and then to the next place. And so, in those cases, sometimes the seller will take a lower price point for the accommodation of 2 months after they've closed, because now they've got money in hand. Now they're ready to go buy a house without being intention on selling their home, and they've negotiated this period of time that really benefits them.